For the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Here in Brooklyn, we have an interconference matchup with the Nets looking to create some cheers for their home crowd. And a long way to go, Brent, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
Now the starting group for the visitors. Ahmed is out there with Jackson. Then it's Young. Then there's Z. Waters. Muhammad covering.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Jackson looking around. And there's Muhammad. That's good on the assist by Jackson. Muhammad's got himself on the board with 3 there. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Terry Stotts. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, but he said those guys are tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet on defense and do our best to deny penetration. We'll see who comes out on top, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Now here's Muhammad. Jackson kicks to Muhammad. Six on the shot clock. Here's Z. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And 1 for 5 is a tough way to start the game, Kevin. They got to get it going.
That one goes in.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Now here's Jackson. He's covered closely. Got a piece of it. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. No good. Shot missing. Young passes to Jackson. Muhammad on the wing. Misses the 3.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Here's Tiny. The pass to Reed. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Here's Z. And a missed layup.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
And the shot goes in. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Smart's checked in for Tiny. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Muhammad on the wing. Young taking his time here, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Muhammad kicks to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Fires the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
Now here's Williams. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Stolen by Jackson. Here's Big Dog. And the layup falls. Big Dog's got his first basket. Gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Smart finds Williams. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. To the middle. Here's Jackson. Missed inside. Passes to Ball. Out to the right wing. Here's Reed. And he banks in the layup. ABC's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Now here's Muhammad. Five on the clock. Lets it go from deep. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make. Knocked away. 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Outside Williams. .55 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Young outside. Pass to Big Dog. Takes the 13-footer.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Williams out of hand on it. They get it back. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Shooting 2.
And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. And both free throws good for Williams. There's 31 seconds left in the first. There's the pass to ABC. Passes it to Woods. Here's Big Dog. Excellent D there from Williams. Here's the great. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Clearly a foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. From deep. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so the first quarter is in the books. The home team leading by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, you know, people are going to look to you first. You know, they're going to point the finger at you first. And when
right on the money as always, Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
The great out there with the chosen one. Then there's Edwards. And it's ABC. And it's Taylor in at the shooting guard position. Z out there with B. Then there's Z. And it's ABC. And it's Big Dog in at the center. Here's Washington. Let's talk about team defense, Brent. To develop trust, it seems like guys have got to communicate on the floor.
I talk to my friends often who ask me about playing an NBA game and playing defense. They first start with saying that I didn't play any, but the second thing we get to, Kevin, is talking about really how intricate good defenses can be. You talk about communication, that's one thing, but throughout the course of the season, you build so much sweat equity on defense and trust by knowing that somebody's going to be behind you, hearing that voice consistently, but positions on the floor where you almost develop play sets as a defensive team. Now, when you reach that level, that's the upper echelon, but that's when it really gets fun to be down on that end, to shut a team down, to keep a crowd quiet. Defense always begins with great communication.
So many things, rotations and playing angles and having the guy in back, you know what you can do well, what you can't do well if you're ahead of him.
Well, that, Kevin, and also great teams who are adaptable to make changes on the fly. All of a sudden, a dead ball, coach calls out a different coverage. You want to mess up the team's rhythm on the other end, and 5 guys, they snap to it and can carry out that defensive assignment in one play call. That's great defense.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. They've got Edwards. ABC is out there with the great. Then there's Baller, and it's the chosen one, and it's small forward. Washington, Edwards defending. Washington passes to Z. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Unloads. Taylor with a rebound.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Pass to ABC. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. The pass to Woods. Washington, Edwards defending. The shot comes out. Gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Taylor taking his time here. Here's the great. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Woods the pass to Washington. For the 3. A shot off that time.
I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
Here's Edwards. No good that time.
Defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
And good that time. Z's got his first bucket of the night. And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Off the inbound. Not going to go that time. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Big Dog the pass to ABC. That one doesn't drop.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Big Dog the pass to Woods. Here's Z, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And he's got his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. Brent, we have bigs playing a different kind of game in the NBA now.
Yeah, it feels like skill is taking over, and even last year in the playoffs, so much talk for us about the idea of not being able to play a big center, right? Not being able to play a post-up center or a rim-protecting center. These players have to be mobile. They have to be able to set screens and roll down the lane, and they have to be able to switch out, most importantly, defensively to guard the most talented scorers in the league. So the center position is now becoming a more skilled position where teams take their best four-man and slide them down to the five, a la Draymond Green or sometimes Giannis with Milwaukee, to make sure that they can make the most impact while they're on the floor.
Good examples. And it's Tiny with the foul. That's his first foul. To Muhammad, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Muhammad's got 6.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Now here's Smart. Here's the great. Clock at 4. Fades. But they recover it. Here's Tiny. Passes it to Baller. Here's the great. That misses off the backboard.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
Back to Jackson. Muhammad against Smart. And Muhammad kicks to Jackson. It's tipped. Pass to the great. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. He has 6. 1:29 left in the first half. Jackson finds Muhammad. A three-pointer is right on target.
You know, at least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
Now here's Smart. The tray. Cans it from downtown. Smart's got 6 points in the quarter.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Muhammad against Smart. And here is Muhammad. He has 6. Back to Jackson from deep. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Jay's checked in for Williams. Being 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. And there's the pass to Waters. Kicks to Smart. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Now here's Muhammad. Pass to Jackson from the high post. And that's good for 2.
I'm not sure why anyone would leave him alone at that range. Head scratcher.
And so it's the home team with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks, Coach.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Taking a look at this home squad, Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Scoring in the paint, that's an area where they can improve. With the defense sagging in, they settle for a lot of jump shots in the first half. Coming out of the break, I think it'll be better running off pick and rolls, hitting cutters, moving toward the hoop, that old Boston Celtics style basketball.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joe, what up?
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing from the captain.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. They've got Young. Jackson is out there with Muhammad. Then there's Z. Floats it up for Williams. He can't hit that time. Around 24%. Not a good showing here. From the top of the key, he buries it.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
The rebound by Young. And here's the fast break. Here's Jackson. That one wide left.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
First one falls for him. And he can't hit the second. And here we go. Fast break. Muhammad's got it. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Lets the three fly. And no good that time. Nice D from Williams. Here's Waters. And the shot goes down.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
Now Muhammad, he has 6. Jackson with it, steps back and shoots, and no good.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Baller, well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Baller's got his second basket of the game.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
You bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
And so the timeout by Terry Stotts here.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Both teams will make substitutions. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Pass to Washington. Pass to ABC. Here's Woods, and he drops that one in.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction, and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Three-pointer, and that one is off. Gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Oh, and that would have been a spectacular alley-oop. Really difficult to get the timing right on those long ones.
Now the pass to Waters. Baller passes to Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Jacks up a 3. Hits it from three-point range.
You can blame some poor defense on that play. Just a total breakdown. You got to at least contest at some point.
Young outside. It's deflected.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Edwards can't hit.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, he came up short.
Got that one up quick. Big Dog's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, the defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. Washington. Edwards defending. Washington passes to Young. Rejected by Taylor. To the paint. Shoots from 12. It's deflected. Now, here is Young. D right on him. Offensive rebound. ABC. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Here's the great. He's got 6. Count the basket. The great's got 8 points. So it's the visitors now, trailing by 10. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3. And so the timeout by Terry Stotts here.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
The chosen one, he's checked in for Taylor. Washington, Edwards defending. Pass to ABC. Six to shoot. The kick out to Young. Pass to Washington. The second chance effort. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. On Saturday and then on Sunday.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
No good on the free throw. Z's checked in for Young. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Outside, Smart. A steal. Here's Big Dog. 5 points in the game. Took him no time at all on that one. Big Dog's got 8.
That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
And here's Edwards, and the pass to Balla. Now the dish to Smart. To the left side wing. Now Edwards. Not going to go that time. Big Dog, the pass to Woods. Passes it to Z. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Z's got 4 points this quarter. Gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Edwards. Over Washington. And the shot falls short this time.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Beyond the arc. Good on the three-point shot.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
Right, big scoring run fueled by great game planning and really some great shot making.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The home team up 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got Williams, the great out there with ABC. Then there's Smart, and it's Tiny in at the 2. Here's Jackson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. And so here's the home team. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Tiny, guarded by Jackson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The first free throw is good. Jay's checked in for Smart. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Being at a 32% clip from the field, they're just not executing. Outside Jackson. Pass to Z. 6 on the shot clock. That shot off.
You know, and after fighting to get back into it, that was the chance there to tie it up.
I'm not sure, but that could be a game-changing miss. He wanted that bad.
It's tipped. And here's the fast break. Here's Big Dog. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. 10 points for Big Dog.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Here's Tiny. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Now is not the time to be giving him that kind of shot.
Well, there never really is, but you're right, especially coming down the stretch of a tight game. He's a guy you got to pay much closer attention to defensively.
Here's Big Dog. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Big Dog's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. And it's Williams throwing it down.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Count it. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. "13 feet away. Here's Reed. Off target at the rim.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
To the right side. Inside. Down low. Here's Z. Count it. Number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
Has he risen to the challenge down the stretch, or what? 3 of 4 here in the fourth.
Tiny, the pass to Waters. Here's Tiny. Muhammad covering. The pass to Waters. Here's Tiny. Clock is at 3. No good again that time. Gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Here's Big Dog. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Reed. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
Well, beating one guy is one thing, but beating 5, heck of a job there. He's got the talent to finish, too.
Passes it to Z. Fades away. Bullseye. Z's got 9 points in the quarter.
He's unguardable. Nobody been able to contain him here in the fourth quarter. Now 4 or 5 from the field.
We've seen Z really having a great game.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way to slow his roll.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Big Dog.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Nate McMillan had some advice for the team during that last break. He told them, now's when you turn it on. Leave them in the rearview mirror. I know we can put these guys away. We'll see if they can deliver.
Here's Waters. The rebound by Young. Young's got 6 rebounds in the game. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Reed. Williams looking around. Waters passes to Ball. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
And right now is when you have to lay it on the line. Between the two teams, they've clearly been the aggressor.
Floats it up for Williams, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Off with the layup.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
There's the pass to Ball. Williams. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Back to Jackson. He's guarded by Williams. Muhammad on the wing. Connects from three-point range.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
.40 left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Woods. Here's Z. Lays it up off the glass.
Timeout.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. Timeout called by Nate McMillan. Here's the great. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
He had a nice open look right there.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, not a bad time to be ripping the nets from distance, piling up some major points here. That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Now here's Jackson. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time.